Greetings my dears in love and light. I'm Nikki Sutton. How does hypnosis work? Now I practice hypnosis and I provide hypnosis sessions, and this is what I do. So I'm in quite a good position to explain what hypnosis is. You might have seen on TV or on YouTube where people get hypnotized and they're made to do things and forget things and perform in front of an audience. They're put under and they're not conscious and they're made to act out in certain ways and do funny things. But hypnosis is something different. Now, hypnosis is used for past life regression, which I offer via the internet. And hypnosis is also used for other things like soul retrieval and for subconscious healing work as well. But I'll just explain the process to you. So as I said, hypnosis is not like hypnotism. Hypnosis is when you become very, very relaxed, where the conscious mind fizzles away and sort of becomes bored, revealing your subconscious mind. And it's the subconscious mind we want to get to. And you get to it by being very relaxed. So hypnosis is a lot like having a very deep guided meditation where it takes you to a point which is very near to sleep. When you go to sleep, your conscious mind switches off and your subconscious mind is dominant and you begin to dream and what have you. So we're getting very close to that point. The conscious mind, that of the ego really, it tends to interfere. The subconscious mind is where the healing is done. So your subconscious mind holds all your memories, all your beliefs and perceptions, all your pre-programming that you've received during your lifetime. It holds all your traumas and just all the negative beliefs that you've collected about yourself that can be affecting you today. So I'll just explain the process. So I, or someone else who's practicing hypnosis, would talk quite softly for about half an hour to the client, talking them down into a very relaxed state. And the aim is to get the client very, very relaxed indeed. And deepeners are used, such as counting down from 10 to 1 and giving subconscious suggestion that the client must become very relaxed. And we work through all parts of the body, encouraging all the muscles to relax. Or other techniques can be used, such as a healing light, which cleanses and protects and heals each part of the body in turn, releasing lots of tension. So the aim is to have the client very relaxed, lying down, so that the conscious mind is totally bored and fizzles away, so it doesn't interfere, so there's not this questioning or thinking things up or choosing things. When the subconscious mind is dominant, memories and symbolism and scenes and events and all sorts come through very easily. Now it's very subtle indeed, and it's a lot like clairvoyance, so it's actually good practice for becoming clairvoyant, but I'll get into that in a minute. So throughout the process, the client will keep their eyes closed and they would follow the sound of my voice. And visualization is used. So once I've talked the client down, we would enter a scene in which we can begin to explore and enter parts of the mind, or in the case of past life regression, enter past lives. But visualization is used to get there. Now, some people visualize better than others. Some people can close their eyes and picture in their mind someone's face as clear as day and see all the fine lines on their face and all the details perfectly clearly. Other people can't visualize at all, and that doesn't mean there's something wrong with them. It just means that everybody's mind is different and capable of different things. So on one end of the scale you have people that can visualize very clearly. At the other end of the scale you have people who cannot visualize at all. And then there's a whole spectrum of people in between. Now on that spectrum I'm sort of about here, so I can visualize quite clearly, but not in total detail. images will bounce around a little bit, and sometimes it's hard to keep them still, or they'll fade in and fade out, and I'll just be aware of what it was, and I can hold an image in my mind for quite a while. Now, I believe that's around average from what I've experienced from the hundreds of clients that I've had. Occasionally I'll come across someone who can only visualize a little bit, and in that way, when that happens, what we do is we switch to using a sense of knowing. So we just know what's there. Intuition is used, and claircognizance, a sense of knowing what's there. So no matter what your ability to visualize is, the process of hypnosis can still definitely be done because we rely on other senses, a sense of knowing or feelings or even sounds as well. But as I say, most people can visualize reasonably well, but if not, there's nothing wrong. Everyone is different, and occasionally I'll get a client who visualizes very clearly. The process will happen very quickly, it all ticks along, and some amazing things come up. Now, what is hypnosis good for then? Well, it's great for healing, first of all. So let's say a client comes along who's having some emotions day to day. It could be anything. It could be anxiety, sadness. It could be feeling shameful. Shameful is when someone is focused on being a bad person, or that they are doing things wrong. So I am a bad person, or I am doing things wrong. So this feeling of shame. So we will go into the subconscious mind using hypnosis. And in this way, it's quite amazing what comes up. The secrets of the mind, which we hadn't thought to explore before, come up, and we can far more easily find the root cause of why we feel the way we do today. So let's say a client presents with feeling shameful day to day. Then we will go into the subconscious mind and explore what would be likely memories in that case. So memories would come up, which we would have a look at. And I'd give a subconscious suggestion to take us to the earliest point in time where this feeling of shamefulness or shame originated from. And we might come up with a memory. Let's say family members were shaming the client when they were much younger, making them feel humiliated, like they were worthless, or if they were told they were bad all the time. So when this occurs, these feelings are programmed into the subconscious that is what we are. I am bad, or I am worthless. And then we carry these feelings into adulthood because they've never been healed. So we wonder why we feel how we do today. But we've just been programmed to feel that way in younger years at some point and brought it into adulthood because we have never healed it. We've never known any better. So then, at that point, we would use healing techniques because the subconscious mind is very accepting. If you're working in a memory, you can overwrite it with new concepts. I'm not saying changing memories, but it's perceiving a memory in a new way. So the way you perceived events when you were younger might be very different to how you perceive it now. So let's say as a teenager, you might have taken on board that you are no good, that you're a bad person, and sort of believed it or just accepted it. But today you might realise that that's not true, that you were just going through a tough time, or it was the people around you that were causing you to feel that way. So today you perceive it differently. So if you go into your subconscious mind, that memory as the you of today, you perceive it differently. You heal it. That changes that perception of that memory, not changes the memory, changes the perception of that memory, which then radiates through time and makes you feel a lot better today. So healing techniques I or others might use is Gestalt therapy. So that's like role playing. So in that case, I might have the client step out of their younger self because they're perceiving the memory through the eyes of their younger self, have them step out of that and do a little role play with their younger self, perhaps express love, give them a hug, tell them that they are worthy, that they are great, that they do deserve love, and to forgive those around them. And we'd work on techniques on how to forgive them as well. And in that way, it changes the perceptions that were taken on board back then. And then we heal that, we merge with the self, and then we come out again. We always come out the right way, we come out safely and slowly. There's always measures in place as well. If the client wants to feel upset, there's several things you can do to feel better or to come out. The subconscious mind always presents that which needs healing the most, or that which it needs to communicate the most. The subconscious wants to be healed. It wants to communicate with you, but your subconscious doesn't always communicate in words or tell you exactly what it wants. It tells you in emotions and visuals and symbolism. Another healing technique that I especially love to use is soul retrieval. I have a video on that as well, but just really briefly, we leave our energy here and there. So in these memories that we can go back to that require healing, we can collect up the bits of energy that we leave behind. We can transmute them into love and collect them up and feel whole and complete. And it completely transforms the perceptions of those memories and heals them totally with love, which changes you today. Another one is cutting the cords. So let's say there's someone in your family who still really affects you today. You might want to do a cutting the cords healing process during hypnosis in order to release those energetic connections so that they don't affect you so much today. So the things that they do that trigger you, they don't trigger you anymore. Now, other things that hypnosis is really useful for is for connecting with your soul and your higher self and your spirit guides. Because again, when you're in this very relaxed state, the conscious mind fizzles away, and the subconscious mind really is the bridge to the soul. And when our mind is quiet and focused in hypnosis, where I'd focus the client's mind in a certain direction, we can really get some stuff done. So we can connect with the higher self, we can connect with spirit guides, we can ask them questions, we can get all kinds of guidance and wisdom come through. But at the same time, it's teaching you to do it yourself. Because if you've always struggled with clairvoyance, here we are, we're doing it. And it shows you what it's like to connect with the higher self or spirit guides, and what it feels like to be with them and receive information from them. And you see just how easy it can be with the guidance to do it yourself. In addition, during past life regression, we can enter previous lifetimes. And the way that this works is that the higher self brings through clairvoyant images of your previous lifetimes. And you can experience those images as if you're really there in 3D. The mind fills in the gaps. It's a lot like recalling a memory, and you feel like, how is this happening? How is all this subtly manifesting in my mind? You are clairvoyantly accessing these past memories from your higher self. The higher self is working with you to provide these insights and experiences of your previous existences, and you can see what that's like. And one more thing that's great fun about past life regression is when we have lifetimes come up on alien worlds, on different planets, even other dimensions. I've even had clients explain about far off dimensions and existences that are so hard to put into words that they're just at a loss for words. Another thing that hypnosis is really good for is finding out more about the self. So we can go into parts of the mind which you have never quite been in before and be there with clarity. So if you're not sure about your direction in life, we can find out what your subconscious mind thinks is a good direction for you, what your true wants and needs are. You can get to know yourself better. You can get to know your true self better without the distractions and the stress and the worries or anything that you experience in day-to-day life. we can get right into the subconscious mind and find out what your true self really wants. We can find out the source of most things. Whatever it is that troubles you, we can find the source of it and apply healing techniques to it. We can connect spiritually to source. We can connect spiritually to your guides and higher self. Another thing that hypnosis is good for is for recounting alien abductions too. So, just to sum up, hypnosis is a process of very deep relaxation where you take time to go into the subconscious mind, the deep and infinite subconscious mind, the bridge to your soul, the deeper mind that holds all your memories, programming, beliefs, everything about you. And we can go in there and we can have a good old look around, find out stuff about you, your wants, needs, desires, and do all important healing. If you're experiencing negative emotions, negative beliefs, unhelpful thoughts today, we can go into the subconscious mind and figure out what it's all about and do some healing. So I hope that's been helpful for you today on understanding about hypnosis. I haven't just been trying to plug my sessions, I've been trying to explain, drawing on my own knowledge and my own experience. So leave me and others a comment on what you think about hypnosis and if it's something you'd want to try or not. And remember to click subscribe if you're not already a subscriber to receive regular spiritual inspiration on your journey through life. And that bell button too for notifications, because we're raising the mass vibration together. So go now in love and peace.